Our first inductee is Dr. Richard Martin, a 1958 graduate of Ottawa Township High School. Martin was an outstanding athlete during his time at OTHS. In football, he was an all-conference quarterback. He served as co-captain his senior year on the undefeated 1957 Pirate football team. He received all-state honorable mention and was offered several college scholarships. In basketball at OTHS, he was a starting forward on a Pirate team reaching the Sweet 16 when it was a single-class IHSA State Tournament. In OTHS tennis, he was a 4-year varsity letter winner, the first OTHS tennis player to qualify for the IHSA State Tournament, and the first OTHS player to win the NCIC Conference singles title. Martin accepted a tennis scholarship to Indiana University, where he was a member of the Indiana University tennis team for 3 years, chosen as captain his senior year, but instead began dental school. After beginning a career as a pediatric dentist, he joined the U.S. Army, where he eventually ran a dental clinic at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. After serving in the Army, Martin began a pediatric dental practice in Bloomington, Illinois. He has participated in more than a dozen volunteer mission trips to South America and the Caribbean to provide free dental care for children in poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our distinct honor to introduce you to Dr. Richard Martin.
Thank you very much. I don't know what to say, but I am very honored that I was involved in being in the Hall of Fame. It means a lot because the high school really meant a lot with me, and it still does. As I look back trying to prepare things to say, I look back at my history, and I was so fortunate to have the history that I had, and included in, besides having a mom and dad and a family and friends and neighbors, I had the school that really supported me. And I am thoroughly blessed, and that kind of let me go on with my life. And I worked hard, and I can remember my mom. My mom had a big influence, but that she had a saying. It says, "Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better's best." And that kind of hits me, and it still hits me now that you know, I can be good, but I can be better. Well, I can be better, but I can be best. I have a role to play if I'm going to go along this route. But I got married, I have 3 children, I'm very well taken care of, I feel really good. But it wasn't until my 30 years old or something like that, in my 30s, that I found out that something was missing. I wanted a close relationship with God. And how was I going to get that? In the Bible it says, "A thief comes and robs and steals and takes away, but I come," this is Jesus talking, "I'm coming to give you life." And that life is what I wanted inside me, that I can have peace from God. And so I gave my life to God. And I'm not going to talk too long, but I want you to know that, give you an example, on these overseas missions trips, I've gone to quite a few all around the world. And I'll give you an example of one that really speaks to me how God works. From our church, we decided to go to Romania, up in the mountains of Romania, where we could teach some kids English. And so I was excited about that. I love kids. I enjoy teaching. I do all of this. And so about 6 of us flew over to Romania. We got there, and we started teaching, and it was really a pleasure. It was a very poor area, and but the kids were so exciting. There was one little girl over there. She would raise her hand all the time, and she was excited. I knew that, boy, she was really nice. It got to be Thursday, and Thursday somebody on our team came up and says, "Hey, we got a problem." I said, "Well, what's our problem?" He said, "The problem is that we brought over 50 gifts to give to kids if they came Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they get a gift. But we have 51 kids. What are we going to do?" I says, "Well, I'll pray about it. We'll see what happens." So that night I was going through my backpack, and when I was looking through my backpack, I saw this watch, and it was a lady's watch. what happened was I used to do a lot of bike riding in the weather was nice, and I'd get home late, and my wife says, "Where have you been?" I said, "I've riding my bike." "Didn't you know what time it is?" I said, "I don't have a watch." So next thing I know, Saturday, she was at a garage sale, and she found a watch. But it was a lady's watch. And I said, "Why a lady's watch?" I said, "Okay, I'll just have that." So I kept that with me. In my backpack, now I fast forward up to Romania, that it came time, the end of the time on Friday, to give out these prizes. But this one girl raising her hand, she'd be number 51. She's going to get that watch. So I, through an interpreter, would ask her what time it was. She goes, and then she tells me the time. Well, I'm not going to give her a watch. She already has one. She has it on her wrist. Oh, I know. Back in the back of this church, there was it's an old one-room church. There was a 55-gallon drum, and they put lumber in there, and that's what heated it up. And here was a girl who would come in with a hooded sweatshirt, and she would just cuddle up next to that fire all the time. And I just I thought maybe I ought to offer to her. So we passed out the 50, and it was her turn, so I came up to her. Her name was Lydia. I said, "Lydia, would you take this watch for coming here 5 times?" And she went like that, and so she got the watch. Oh, I felt really good. I gave it to somebody I think that would really enjoy it. And so the next day, Saturday, we were walking through the village, and as we were walking through the village, we looked, and here's a path going up there, and I asked the guide, I says, "What's up that path?" He said, "Oh, that's somebody's house. There's a mean guy there. He's gone all the time. He comes home and he beats his wife. He's not nice, and they have 2 kids that lay in bed, and they're hurting." And so I said, "Hey, can we go up there? I'd like to check their teeth. I'd like to check them over, and then I'd like to talk to the mom how to take care of the teeth, how to clean the teeth, not how to brush the teeth, how to get them clean." So we did up there, and so the moms, we were after that. We went up there and we did that, and then what happened was that we were sitting around in a circle, and somebody asked the mom and says, "Yeah, was that Lydia? Did she get the watch?" Yeah, and she says, "Oh, yes." She said, "Let me tell you the story about the watch." She said, this was in January, and the 1st of December, Lydia came up and she says, "Mom, can I have a watch for Christmas?" And the mom said, "Lydia, you know we don't have any money. If you want a watch, you have to pray about it." I just started crying. That how did God know that this lady, Lydia, was going to pray for that and have my wife pick a watch for me to carry that in my backpack through Chicago, over to Romania, up above, put Lydia in my groove in order to do it. That's how God works. He works in us and through us if we allow him to. And so I'm not going to talk anymore, but I just want to thank you very much for having me here and doing the job that you're doing. And the ball team, keep working, fellas, because remember what you gained from your teamwork, and it'll all work out fine. Thank you.